What was the last stock switch that you tried that was extremely smooth without being factory lubed? If you ask me, I would definitely say these brand new Gateron CJs or China Joy switches. I got mine from Prevail Key Company. You can use code Kile if you're interested, and they are only $6.50 for a pack of 10, so 65 cents per switch. These switches are pretty unique and I haven't tried anything like them before, and I'll explain why in just a second when we talk about the materials and the unique stem that this switch has. This switch is using the Gateron Ink top housing as well as a palm bottom housing, a palm stem, a 50-gram spring, and again, no factory lubrication. So these are really surprising for being incredibly smooth. These switches remind me of my feelings that I had for the Hippo switches, how I thought the Hippo switches were pretty smooth stock, but the CJs take that smoothness to a whole nother level for a dry switch. I would definitely say that these are better than Zeo switches. These are better than Gateron inks. Totally better stock. I would never use or recommend Gateron ink switches stock to anyone. Like if you're gonna buy inks, you absolutely have to lube them before you use them because it will ruin your opinion of them if you try to use them stock. And to be honest, the CJ switches feel very similar in quality and smoothness to JWK manufactured switches that are also dry. So like NK dries, I do still have some that I haven't lubed yet, even though they're over a year old at this point. I still keep them around because I want to make sure that I have a stock and dry JWK switch for comparisons, and they do feel very similar to the Gateron CJs just in terms of smoothness. I really do think that these switches are genuinely better than Gateron ink switches, even though I did lube my ink blacks with Tribosys 3203, which is a bit of a lighter lube than Krytox 205 grade 0, but I also did film my Gateron black inks as well to give them a more consistent and a little bit deeper sound profile. Honestly speaking, I just lubed the CJs with some 205 grade 0, and the main reason why I think the CJs have a little bit of a deeper sound is because of that palm bottom housing and the rounded unique stem. If you look at the stem on the ink black, you know, it comes down straight. It's got that little bit of a dip to it, and then you know it's flat. Basically very similar to any other keyboard switch stem you've seen before. But the CJ, the bottom of the stem is completely round, and it's a lot different than a lot of other switches, and I believe that increased surface area definitely has to lead to a deeper sound, also with that palm on palm action providing a deeper sound profile as well. I really think that the Gateron switch engineers, or whatever they're called, that's a switch engineer, were thinking how can they make Gateron ink blacks even deeper, and they said, well, what should we do? Let's use a palm bottom housing, and it worked. It absolutely worked, and again, in combination with that new stem design, I do think that it provides a little bit of a deeper sound profile than the ink black. And in my opinion, I would rather take the time, I wish I had it right now so I could show you guys, but that'll be coming up in another video soon. But I wish I had the time to show you guys how good a full board with these sounds, because I'm definitely going to sometime within the next month once a couple of other boards come out, because these are now on my top priority list to move them from stock to lube. If you're really not into the whole lubing switches thing, but you just want something really smooth and also great for gaming, these switches I do believe are really good for gaming. Compared to the ink blacks with the 80-gram spring, these have that 50-gram actuation spring with a 60-gram bottom mount. These are going to feel noticeably lighter than the stock springs on ink blacks. The ink blacks, they get expensive and very time consuming really quick. Ink blacks, if you are going to use them, I highly recommend that you spring salt them to something lighter if you plan on gaming and typing for long sessions. I also recommend that you hit them with some kind of lube, 3203, 205 grade 0, whatever, and also hit them with some switch films. Where the CJs, I feel like you don't really need switch film, and you don't need to spring swap them either, so that already saves you like 20 bucks from having to modify the things that are included with the switch. But as far as the CJs, definitely recommend them. I know that they are blue, and if your keyboard uses RGB, you're gonna get a little bit of a blue RGB glow, so maybe turn your RGB off, or maybe get a keyboard that has underglow instead of just, you know, the regular top facing RGB. But anyways, I do think these switches are really good. Link in the description below. Don't forget to use code Kile. Also in this video, I did decide to tape mod my GMMK Pro. I already PE foam modded, and I've been using that in the past, like, I don't know, probably all the videos on this channel at this point. But I also wanted to try out the tape mod, and I think it worked out pretty well. The sound profile of the tape mod is a little bit more poppy, and actually when you bottom out the key, you get a little bit more feedback as well after you tape mod your the bottom of your PCB. So I highly recommend doing the tape mod as well, as long as your board doesn't have a transparent bottom that you can like see through. But yeah, tape mod, extremely effective. I just used 2 layers and it worked out pretty well. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to subscribe to the channel as well as drop a like and share the video as well. Also, at the end of the video, I did leave a huge comparison with other linear switches so you guys can have some direct one-to-one comparisons of like what do the CJs sound like against Black Inks and Banana Splits and Aqua Kings and all that good stuff. So stay tuned to after the sound test for that. And also, why don't we call Gateron Black Inks Blinks? I just feel like that sounds better. I don't know, is it just me? No? All right, I guess I'll see myself out then.